Nua's being flashed out and forced away. Down come Heroic. They must know that he's tucked in. Yes, they do. And Sloth gets the kill with the Mark 14.
Just double teaming Nuas and making sure that he was in a no-win situation. But how about that long-range effort? Going to take Sloth down. In comes Sweater, managing to find one onto June. Sloth likely to be recovered onto 20 health, but with 18 seconds left to go, he is not long for this world, and nor is Grizzly.
Doki jumps to mind as people that have played the Ace recently and using it in a more aggressive role because of the AK-12 and Grizzly.
That's going to force OXG to find additional kills from somewhere else, and it's going to be Sweater that they're looking towards. And so far, like the postman does, he's delivering.
This little attempt coming out would have kept Grizzly safe, just not rocking through enough drones. But here we come with a go-to execute Tim that we are so used to seeing. Uno's in with the plant down. Perfect cover coming in from the rest of Heroic. Only 2 left standing here in a post-plant situation. This one feels won by Heroic.
It's practically impossible to win at this point. Likely to be stat padding if he manages to find one. And there he is, shut down by Noodle as expected. And that's something that I feel they've done well throughout the tournament, really, is be able to level those negative man count situations. But Uno's in a planting again here, Des.
What a cozy 1 versus 1 against Dream, who was trying to smooth things out by the looks of it, and it's got him behind half wall there, basically unscathed. Oxygen not able to shut down the execute, have now got themselves into a very difficult post path, much like on the downstairs. Vert moving his way downstairs here, Michael, for a little bit of a backstab if Heroic aren't too careful.
Potentially could do. They need to be aware of it. That's the problem that I spoke about. Sloth picking up Fox here, but they did at least manage to survive 30 seconds before that happened. No idea that Vertical was coming. He finds a nice easy one. Doom is going to find Dream though. Cut down by Nuas, who manages to get his first of the game. Difficult for Grizzly to stick this plant as Vertical and Nuas are converging back in. I'm not sure if they're going to allow him to get it down though. And they are. He's got his gun back up. He can at least fight here, Des.
If Grizzly can clutch this, he's been so quiet across stage 3 and across the tournament so far. Sure enough, off to his right, but then just blindsided by Nuas towards the right. Not going to win out this 1 versus 2. Well played by Oxygen to force the crossfire. I think with the Jackal coming along, their whole goal was to try and smoke out those that are below. Sweater on the entry. What a game he's having so far. This time it's Doom. Oxygen have doubled up and sent Sweater down there as well to kind of expect this level of aggression coming through. Noodle on his 1, but Sweater finds a second.
You can't allow players on that basement and mid-floor to be going in and getting kills like that. I think not enough aggression from a Jackal in that position. He's got tracks ahead of him. You've got to go in and get those kills, and ultimately it has cost Heroic a couple of lives. Grizzly is going to pick up Nuas, manages to get a second. How many times do we see this from Grizzly in the mid-round, Des, where he just goes in and gets kill after kill after kill and brings things back for Heroic? 25 seconds.
Because of that cardiac sensor on the below, goes to the table. There is no C4 to come through, but they might be able to just find him here as Vert comes charging his way through. Will Grizzly be able to stick it? No, he will not, as Foxay does find the angle.
And a lot easier to push. But at the minute, Heroic haven't been able to find one until Sloth gets that. Steps out though, and Nuas able to get his kill before, predictably, he dips away. Foxy is going to find his life taken as well. And a perfect example of what I was saying. One corner goes, and generally the rest will fall.
2 left standing here. Heroic with 30 seconds on the clock needs to be really careful not to throw this one away. Noodle collects Dream, who is playing down inside a split. There's 1 left standing. It's Nuas who's out by Fireplace. Temporary 2v1 coming in, and Grizzly has got the angle. Heroic looking good and composed here so far, Tim. Has Sloth figured out how to become the true Monkey King and embrace his real self? Or will Oxygen simply be far too superior on the attack? What a C4! Dream cannot catch a break this game. He's been picked apart every single round.
He's a large portion of their hard breach capability, which is now limited. Doom absolutely sits Foxy down. Beautiful from Heroic on the defense so far.
Coming in from both sides, he can get back on his feet and probably find himself a kill here if he times it right. Looking out towards the window, down goes Sweater, and Doom just hits another naughty shot. This time it's Nuas, makes it a 3rd onto Vert. What a round from Doom. Well, Sweater on the other side, they're having to use one of those breaching rounds to get that cleared away. Sweater with a great shot onto Sloth though on the Aruni. Good little cross from the piano there, straight up. Couple of bullets to the head, gone.
Aruni, another one of those operators that they won't worry too much about losing. She's got the... doesn't quite find the kill, but does manage to down Uno. The opening kill this time, going to OXG with Sweater picking it up. What a peek from Noodle! Just steps out and absolutely absolutely clean Sweater out of the round. Beautiful.
But Oxygen have got to find a way through this. Vert finding Noodle, that's at least one sort of thing you want. Grizzly, the roaming Alderbearer. Who cares about having a fast 3-speed on the go when you got that chunky boy to do some damage?
Should be fairly safe here, but Uno, he's laying in wait. He knows
he's
going to take his opportunity, but misses shots, but somehow manages to still find that kill onto Vertical, low health, just using every little bit of those hit points. But Newers knows exactly where Grizzly is going to push from, cuts him down, and that leaves us 2v1. It's all up to Uno. Gone and got that Vertical, and that is smart play from the Sledge, and that you would expect is that as Newers, and that's going to give Heroic not just an advantage within the round, but with that trend that we've seen. But Dream is in here, Des. As I said, if he gets a sniff of an opportunity, he'll take it, and he's going to get the diffuser down. 4 versus 1 now. Grizzly, he manages to find Dream, but his job was done. It's too late. The diffuser was delivered, and that leaves us now in a 1 versus 3. Grizzly knows they're going to be on the outside, just hiding in behind the pillar. He's doing everything he can. He's dancing around, but no, it's going to be Sweater to find the kill.
They are
Three of them on top floor.
I know, yeah. Oh, that nade. Oh, cuts for another second. It would have been to perfection. But this one a little bit rare, not quite got the explosive power needed. But Doom finding Foxay through the wall here. The problem is that kind of became an isolated 1 versus 1.
No matter what, always comes out just on top. He's got a fraction of health left, but he got his job done. That's unfortunate for Heroic as Sweater takes down Sloth in a nice kill. His game's still going well, 9 kills so far, and really helping his team along. Dream finds June. The little health that he had left is taken, but Sweater is deleted, leaving us now in a 2 versus 2. 30 seconds left to go.
They've hidden themselves down in basement, hidden away behind the bomb chassis. The clock is going to win this one for Heroic, it feels like. Grizzly collected a consolation kill, but Dream here is going to have nothing to do. It's a closeout for Heroic. Sweater looking to work his way in, and I think he knows about a player being sat super tight, just doesn't quite see him. Sure enough, he does, and it's Doom. Oh, could you ask for a better target to find?
Be interested to see. I didn't see exactly where that kill happened. You know, was it again that situation of Sloth overstaying? Sweater does manage to find Noodle, and this is looking pretty free for OXG right now. Newers picks up a double at the end. 15 seconds left to go, and Dream is getting that diffuser down. Looks like he's going to stick it. Doom hasn't been able to have the impact that we expected. Loses an important fight there as Sweater manages to get the kill on Blue Stairs. It's 1 versus 3. Noodle, it's 2 versus 3, sorry. Noodle is doing everything he can, but he's going to be shut down by Sweater. Vertical final kill, and OXG take a great win on Chalet. The man inside the site is going to keep himself locked away for the time being, but Vertical's walked in and got 2. He's going to be shut down by Doom in a trade, but this could be trouble now for Heroic as the kills keep on coming. He's going to stick that diffuser, and it's more good objective play from OXG, keeping that structured approach, and I love what I'm seeing.
I was a little bit nervous when it came down to a 5v5 execute. I thought Oxygen wouldn't really have enough utility to pull this off. We saw the 2 frag grenades burnt straight into the magnets, but
when he does, we'll be able to see exactly how many left. But they find an alternative. They go looking from underneath, but Noodle, as I said, take the chains off. Foxy is just going to be holding his position for the time being. Absolute freebie. That was the information, and I like that coming out of Oxygen, but it's the double down again. Do they know that the second is coming? Yes, they do. Foxy is going to lose the fight, though. Sloth comes in and gets himself 1. Uno 2 on the Vector, leaving us now in a 1v1, but it's Sloth and his low health. Time is ticking down, though. All he needs to do is play the clock here. Sweater has to stick this. Sloth just needs to push and make him come off the plant. I'm not sure that he knows, though. He needs to be taking a pot shot. He's let him get his gun up. This could be dangerous. And yes, Sweater gets the round in the nick of time.
It's just peak Oxygen when you've got Sweater on side, because that's always been the big challenge for them is, you know, again, Newers is always going to play well. We expect it out of him, but do we see Sweater playing well too? The answer right now is yes. The pair of them are 3 and 1. We've had that 1 versus 1 being won by Sweater in the post plan. It's just all starting to come together, and here he is bringing down Sloth.
He can just get in behind this box and start planting exactly what he's going to do. This is perfect from OXG. Sweater just coming into a gunfight with the man inside a church. Vertical finds Grizzly. That leaves Doom all alone in a 1 versus 5 with diffuser down. They don't know exactly where he is. He gets 1 for free, but that just exposes his position. He's taking bullet after bullet. He's full white flash, and surely this is the end of the round as Doom does manage to relocate, manages to find another, but then cut down. They've not been able to just continue pushing forward. Doom is still holding on to Master Bedroom, so this is going reasonably well. He's got Uno in support as well, but there comes the push, and those are the gunfights that I'm talking about, Des. The confidence in Newers to get 1, 2, 3. He is unstoppable. Dream is getting that diffuser down now, and OXG just look like a well-oiled machine.
I think he heard us talking about him in those first 4 or 5 rounds back on Chalet, Tim, because he cannot be stopped to 4K in the round. Look at the kills between either sides right now. Again, I know Newers has been the one really dragging it through for OXG, but on the other side, no one's even finding themselves going positive at this point. It's a real fight back to get anything going, and here we go. At least one comes through before Noodle gets traded out by Vert. Good team play coming in again, but it's one for the other. June steps across and finds one more.
Foxy is having to push in to a mirror window and a deployable shield and toxic babe canisters. It's not going to be easy for him. He manages to find one shut down by Grizzly though, and that is better for Heroic. Makes it difficult because we've seen plenty of times the defenders come back in from that side. June's going out of the window. He's got himself a freebie, and that is the power of the Solus there. Could obviously see the man on the drones.
Nade coming up as well, simply not going to find the player too far dug back. Noodle brings down one more. Newers into a second, a 2 versus 3 coming in.
That's what they needed.
Yeah, up main stairs as well, doing a bit of work. Can he isolate 1v1? So the answer should be yes. There's one guy to his left and one in the bathroom. Has no idea about the player on his left though, and Sloth finds a freebie. Sweater's left alone, and Heroic have turned around 2 rounds.
Jume's been able to walk down here. I don't think he knows that there's one behind him though. It's an easy one for Vertical, and that is where that lack of information is going to hurt Heroic.
Finds himself picked off, and that's that side flank threat removed, unless we get Noodle moving over, which he is now doing, out towards blue side, which is good. Grizzly finds one more, down to a 4 versus 4. The health bars are dropping, Heroic are finding the kills, but Newers still stands.
Much better as the kills start to come back in, and OXG fight back. Des Foxy is going to be downed, it's all up to Newers. It's a 2v1, 6 seconds. Sloth has to start getting that diffuser down now. Newers finds 1 and 2. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang.
The second nade coming through is not going to find the man that is after as Newers finds Jume. 14 and 3. Make it another. Where was the communication, boys?
Doing fantastically out on the roam there. Sloth does manage to get into sight though. He's doing some damage here, getting aggressive, but he's going to be full white flashed. And again, that might just speak to the communication issues. Foxy managing to get one. Sweater a double, and OXG close out what is a pretty comfortable 6th round for them.
Last 60 seconds come into effect. They've got support from Sweater from below, so do not push in through the breach. Right kind of idea as 2 members have moved their way down south, but it's 2 quick kills. Foxy blitzing through Heroic as 2 of them try and push in. Dream finds another. Jume is all that's left here that stands between Oxygen and progressing through.
It's a 1 versus 3, Jume. He's just got to find these 1 kill at a time, but cannot even pick up the first. Foxy, he's behind the desk, just dishing out the pain there to close out the round and the match for OXG.